In fact, the last 4 or 5 Christmases that my dad was alive, he would get a plane and bring my stepbrother and my cousin over to Phoenix and have dinner at our house. And so I didn't get to Bakersfield very often. There was a few times, for a Buck Owens birthday bash or something like that. But after he passed away, things were moving around pretty fast, and everybody was in a certain amount of shock, I think. And so my brother and I, my cousin, who was his right hand man, over
Mel
there,
Jr., right?
Yeah, that's his nephew. We were trying to straighten things out one thing at a time, and the question came up, what are we going to do about the Crystal Palace? And nobody really said anything, and this was about, he passed away about 2 or 3 years after my brother and I sold our stations, all of our stations, and so we had been pretty much semi-retired and playing a lot of golf and enjoying life. And so I think it was my brother basically said, well, you're going to have to start singing again, just like that. And I kind of rolled my eyes, and I'm like, yeah, right, I haven't really sang in 10 or 15 years. And so we kind of shelved that, and about an hour later, Michael sat in front of me and some other people, said, yeah, Buddy's going to come back and start. Actually, I think more what brought it on was after his funeral, we invited, obviously you can't invite everybody, so we invited about 500 or 600, 700 people to come back to the Crystal Palace and have a little food and have a celebration of my dad's life. And so the Buckaroos were there, and Dwight Yoakam came to the funeral, Garth Brooks came to the funeral, Trace Atkins, the Desert Rose Band, golly, who else? There were several artists that showed up, and so we just started, the music kind of started, and I got up and started singing. Actually, Dwight got up and sang a little bit, and then I got up and sang a little bit, and then Dwight said to me, he said, we were up inside, and he said, do you know the Streets of Bakersfield? And I said, I don't think I've ever sang it. And I said, but I think I might know enough of it. And so he got back up and sang for a while, or I got back up and sang for a while first, and then he went back up, and he called me up, and I sang, Dwight said some nice things about my dad, and then we played the Streets of Bakersfield, and it was just like everybody in the whole place just completely stopped and was standing there watching us sing, and it was just sort of a magical moment, because I think everybody really then was ready to say, okay, Buck died, and we've got to move on, and that's what he would have said. You've got to live your life. You've got to get going. You've got to stand back up and get rolling again.
Well, you guys did a great job on the Streets of Bakersfield, and I before we came in, for those that were even here in the beginning of the interview so long back, I actually played a clip of, I believe it was at the CMA Awards that you actually sang it with with Joyce. So I played that there. It's a good version. You guys should record it together if you. Are you thinking of doing a new album since you're now back into performing, buddy?
I don't know. I've given it some thought, but I don't know. I haven't ruled it out, but I haven't really thought serious about it yet either. I'd like to do that. I think I'd like to do that at some point, but it would be different music. It would be. I think I'd do a lot more honky tonk and Texas, fiddle shuffles and that kind of music, because that's what I love now more than anything.
Yeah, that's my favorite kind. There's nothing better. I mean, the slow ballads are okay, but the 4/4 shuffle time with that driving train beat, like your dad used to play, Under Your Spell Again. Heartaches by the Number, those kind of songs.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I listen now to them, and they are by far my favorites.
And we mentioned that you continue to perform at the Crystal Palace, and you actually do that on is it twice monthly basis, or at least once a month?
It's about 18 times a year, so it works out. Sometimes I'll go once a month, sometimes I'll go twice a month. So it just depends how the dates fall.
And the Buckaroos are still the same configuration as when your dad passed on, right?
Yeah, they are.
So if folks had seen your dad there perform, then they can expect to see the same band, and it's just a great. From what I've seen on YouTube, I've never seen you live. I mean, full admission, but it's just you guys just like rock the house. You do some of Buck's more later day like rocking edge stuff. Johnny Be Good, because he recorded that, and Roll Over Beethoven, I think. And and you still have Kim McAfee that sang with Buck his last few years. She's just so great. She added a different element to Buck's sound that you didn't hear in the earlier years.
Yep, she sure did. Nice lady, and they're a great bunch of guys, and it's a wonderful band. And I just have a ball going over there. I tell myself I'm living the life, living the dream.
Well, buddy, thank you so much for appearing here on my show. It was really a true honor to have you and for sharing these memories about your mom and your dad and Merle Haggard, and just your depth of experience in country music. It was really a lot of fun for me. Thank you so much.
Well, Paul, it has been my pleasure, and to be able to dig back in my memory bank and dig some of this stuff out. It's always a joy for me. So please call anytime, and we'll talk again soon.
Well, thank you very much. And I'm wondering if right before you go, if you would mind telling us a little bit about the next song we're going to play. I'm going to play I really love your version of The Grapes in Mary's Vineyard, and I'm not too much sure about the background of the song, but I don't even know if you ever recorded an album version of it.
I'm just going to say, where did you get that?
I think I'm trying to think, but I think this is a live version. That's probably what it is. I'm looking here. It says live next to it. So. Yeah,
that was a song I believe that I probably recorded on probably the Buck Owens Ranch show, and it was a song I used to when I'd hear a song that I'd love, or would just pick it out and play it for the Buckaroos, and it gave them a different variety of things that they could play. And so The Grapes of Mary's Vineyard was a song I believe was the artist that actually had the hit on it. His name was Claude King, and
okay.
And it was a great song, and just a wonderful time. I'd like to hear some of those old things sometime.
Well, yeah, if you wanted to stay on the line for a second, I think you could probably hear this now if you wanted to hear it.
I'll listen to a minute of it, and then I got to go pick my kids up from school. So
all right.
Thank you so much, Paul.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye.
Take care, pal.